Welcome to ChatterBox with Bildo and Lindalyn.
Your fun-sized podcast guaranteed to make you giggle. Hi, Lenny.
Hi, crybaby Billy.
Cry me a river.
Oh.
Baby, go on and just... Okay, well, now that Justin Timberlake's sang about.
He's our special guest. Welcome,
Right?
Justin. Yay!
Thanks, everybody.
Is that the way he
I just
talks
assume he
now?
does because that's what his face looks like. Anyway, I'm not a huge fan of Justin Timberlake. Never really have been.
I don't love him. I don't hate him. But this is not what the topic's about.
No, not at all. Honestly, this is actually just about crying.
I'm going to cry at how bad that opening was.
That opening, yeah, my bad. Listen, JT, if you are listening, it's not that bad. Anyway, hi, I'd like to talk about crying because I love a good cry. And also I spent the last week crying a bit. I had, stuff going on. Yeah. And I just love a good cry and it feels so good when it finally happens.
Totally.
Do you cry a lot? We all know the answer to that, but let's give it a crack. Maybe we'll be surprised. We don't know.
Look, no, yes, but no.
Okay.
So I can't remember the last time I had a good big cry.
Really?
I couldn't tell you when I did that. But do I tear up a lot and am I very emotional? Yes. So
still don't believe that.
Okay. No. She's such a bitch. Like an example.
Yes,
Two quick little examples.
Okay.
Yesterday I was hugging Van, my youngest, my 7-year-old, and I can still pick him up. Like I'm sure you can still pick up May.
Of course, yeah.
Like they're on the cusp though.
Totally, because I can still pick up Eve, but it's like getting a big bag of
sack of potatoes. Yeah, 2 of them.
100%, yes.
Yeah. So Van can still koala hug me.
Yes,
and he laid his head on my shoulder, and we were both just still, like just laying there embracing it, and I teared up. Because I was emotionally charged over that because it was so beautiful. And those days are so like they're going to be gone in no time.
True.
And then another time yesterday, I went to Costco.
Oh, it was all happening yesterday. I should went to Costco. What made you teary at Costco?
Well, because normally I go with my mommy.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
And Susie Q's in Canada this year, so I couldn't go with her. So I got a bit teared up driving there.
Sure. I get that.
But that's not fully crying. So
when's the you said you haven't tried in a really when's the one time you remember fully crying? Lindsay's, I know, put it on the spot. She didn't think I'd go this way.
Yeah, I honestly don't know.
You can't remember?
No,
Mine was last week, yeah. Actually, earlier this week, probably.
I was going to say, you tell your story, maybe I'll think of it.
Well, no, with nothing. I was just, Henry was being very nice to me.
Jerk.
No, we just had a big fight, a massive fight, actually. And we don't ever usually fight. And so for a long time, I couldn't, I was so pent up. And sometimes I just feel like I need something to make me cry.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? I can't, it's I get so, I don't know how, it gets stuck in me somehow. And I feel I need, and so I'll spend the day and, I went to the gym and I cried on the treadmill a little bit. But it's not enough. You can't just, pour your heart out on the treadmill somehow, or burst in tears or whatever. So sometimes I have to watch something sad. Right. And then I remember watching something sad on TV. I can't even remember what it was now, but God, I sobbed just watching this thing. I feel like I needed something to unleash my cry inside me.
That kind of makes sense. It's kind of like when if you throw up, you'll feel better.
Yes.
And so you kind of try and make yourself
exactly.
throw up.
So you either kind of feel sick all day, but then something just needs to, your finger generally or something. I've tried that too before, actually. I tried making myself vomit with my finger once and it so didn't work and I was just gagging uncontrollably, but I couldn't vomit. It was really weird.
I've never done it. I've just heard of
it's the worst. You have to go so deep. Anyway, I know, it's really, anyway.
This episode is very bizarre.
All over the place, isn't it?
Welcome to our world. Inside our heads.
Justin Timberlake, vomiting, crying, it's all happening.
And so after you had your big cry.
Oh, I feel like a new woman.
Yes. Okay.
The release.
Yes.
The absolute freedom it gives my body and my mind to just get it all out. And I love that moment where obviously unless I'm actually crying over something really sad, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's just a release and then my face is all puffy. So then I feel, that moment where you're just oh, that was good. Oh, your whole body just reacts and is happy.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's like the sun shining and the birds chirping after a big storm and stuff. Yeah.
Yes, literally after a big storm and everything's nice and bright. That's how I feel. It's amazing. But what I found really interesting was the other day, because I think I cry a lot, as in I'm just an emotional person.
Right. So do you have those types of cry, maybe not that extreme, but so do you cry on a regular basis then? And like, what is it over?
I kind of think I do, but you're right. Actually, when I think about it, I don't. Maybe I just think I cry a lot because lots of things like internally maybe make me sad, and I think I'm doing it, but I'm not. I don't know, because it's weird, because I said this to my kids the other day. I'm like, oh, mommy cries a lot over everything, because I don't know why we were talking about it. And the kids were like, no, you don't. Oh. And I was like, oh, maybe I don't cry in front of them as much.
I was just going to say, maybe you're not crying in front of them.
But then now I realize I'm like, I actually don't cry that much. I just like crying, and I like the idea of it. I certainly am not opposed to it. I don't shy away from it. Yeah. I love a good cry. Like sometimes, seriously, I just feel sad. Like, no, you know, like it's not anxiety or anything. Maybe that time of the month or something, and I'm just feeling really moody. So I'll just make myself cry. Put something on to just, get that release, and then I feel so good afterwards.
So I just picture you in your house by yourself, PMSing, putting on sad, like rom-coms or something, sad movies, and then you just sit on your couch crying.
Yeah, totally. I really can't remember what it was that made me cry this time. It was something sad between like maybe a parent and a kid or something, and I just sobbed and I sobbed. Yeah. And I don't know, it just felt so good. And then afterwards I'm all happy generally. Yeah. Sometimes not.
Yeah, I was going to say, how long does the happiness
Sometimes
last?
Not. Yeah, I don't know. It's very manic in a lot of ways.
Like this episode?
Yeah.
Dear fucking God.
Literally welcome to the inside of my head.
It's a mess up there. Yes. Definitely. No, I think it's a no-brainer, right? Like there's scientific evidence surely out there that after
I'm sure there is, yeah.
Absolutely. Like having a good cry does make you feel better. Right? I just don't like it though.
You don't like crying?
Not really. I mean, I don't get that euphoria feeling like afterwards, but maybe that's because I don't really have those like
you should make yourself cry, girlfriend. You should make yourself cry and just like see what happens. If you ever want a really big cry, we'll wrap it up here because this is crazy enough. But if you ever really want like the good cry, the best cry I've had in my life, 2 of them. Okay?
I can't believe like this is even a thought in your head.
Oh my God.
So
when
random.
I read The Book Thief.
Never read it.
It's very sad.
Oh, okay.
And it's like a World War II book. So you can only imagine that obviously there's parts in it that are like so devastating. Yeah. I remember I couldn't read through my tears. I had to put the book down and sob and sob. And that wasn't a good sob. That was like a devastating, oh my God, like this is the fucking worst. Yeah. And then the other one, also the worst, and I did not feel good afterwards either. But like if you're needing a good sob, you know what I'm saying? Also, they're just books and movies, guys. They're just stories. The Bridge to Terabithia.
World War II wasn't like a story, but
yes, but I mean that particular thing was a story. Okay. Bridge to Terabithia.
Oh, haven't read that either.
It's a movie.
Oh,
actually, could be a book as well. I have no idea. I'm not fucking reading the book because the movie, I could not get over it for days. It took me.
I hate those ones. But see, those cries aren't good ones because it leaves that sad pit in your stomach.
Totally.
That's not the birds are chirping, the sun has shone.
No, that's true. But like I mean, if it's if you also bring yourself back, like these are actors, these are just people. Like they didn't actually die. You can go Google the people afterwards. To make
what
sure
if I went to watch a movie? Now I know that they die?
All of them. They all die. Everybody. Okay. And then the other one, when Henry had to tell me to stop crying in the car because he's going to, like, everybody's going to think he's making me cry. Yeah. Is when we were driving back, it was like a 6-hour drive back from somewhere. And I started reading, like The Fault in Our Stars or something, like a really sad book.
I haven't read that one
I was
either.
sobbing in the car and Henry's like, can you stop? People are going to think I'm making you cry. And I'm like, I can't.
I'm more intrigued that you can read in the car. I cannot. That makes me vomit.
I read that book from like in a 6-hour drive.
You don't get nauseous reading in the car?
Lindsay, I couldn't tell through my tears. I have no idea.
Maybe that's why you were crying. You were so nauseous. You're like, what's wrong with me? Yeah. Literally, even if I read a long text message in the car, I
can't do it anymore. Since I've had kids, I can't do it. I remember even being on buses since I've had kids and feeling sick on a bus.
Totally.
But back in the day, oh girl, my gut was fine before these children ruined me.
That's just top of the list. Yeah. Can we go now?
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, okay, good. Bye. Well, that was ChatterBox. Thanks for chatting with us.
And remember to review, rate, subscribe, and come back and listen to us again. Is that it, Lenny?
Done.
Done.
Tick.